Hello, muchachos. ¿Qué pasa? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Meathead Gaming. My name is Roland. This is the best channel that nobody watches except a few special people like yourselves. And today we're gonna be continuing our coverage of the 1100 AD mod tournament. So we're gonna have the second semi-final between Premysl and Blacknight. It's gonna be a best of 5. Semi-finals are best of 5, and the finals, both of them, both for the first place and the third place, they're both best of 5, which is a good call, I think, to determine who the true better player is. Okay, we're gonna have the first match. Let's see. Premysl is gonna be with the Duchy of Bohemia. I saw him play with the Duchy of Bohemia before. And Blacknight will play as the Kingdom of Hungary. So these are like, isn't Czech Republic and the Hungarians, are they neighbors? Almost neighbors. Aren't they like separated by Slovakia or Slovakia? I gotta check this now. Slovakia, Croatia, Austria, Ukraine. No, they're like separated, because I remember, I know, when I drive on highway, when I go from Denmark to my homeland of Transylvania, I go through the Czech Republic, and then before I enter Hungary, there's like a 50-60 kilometer stretch that I have to go through. My God, Slovakia, yeah, Slovakia. I think. I always, I'm so stupid. It's so easy to get those two countries caught up, which I'm ashamed of, and I'm sorry if you're from those countries. You're watching this. I apologize for my lack of geography knowledge. Kind of dumb. Okay, back to the match. Duchy of Bohemia. Yeah, they gave us a lot of good porn stars. Alongside their best prize for humanity, which is Pavel Nedved. And then we have the Hungarians. Yeah, Premysl again with those wide lines. Let's see. Interesting setup. Let me just close my browser. Okay, not a chance. No problem. I gotta close my browser because I have a lot of tabs open. A lot of tabs with videos running open. So for some reason that messes up the performance of the game. Although I have like 32, it messes up the performance of the game because I don't allow, I think, hardware acceleration, or what's it called in the browser. Whatever. Let's check out the troops. We have Slavic armored archers in the center. Left heavy flank, so looks like he's gonna want to dominate the left flank. Two different philosophies, like Premysl has a very wide open line, while Blacknight is turtled up. Of Slavic spears. On both flanks. These are the light type. Behind them there's the cavalry, and behind the cavalry we have a couple of heavy melee and medium melee. Yeah, I think I know what Premysl is going for here. The way I see things, he's trying to envelop the enemy on the flanks, and then in the center he's just gonna pull back his archers and just shoot them as they fight the flanks. So in the center there's gonna be no fight in the center, I think. And he's gonna try to win on the flanks, and then in the center he's just gonna shoot these guys to death. Okay, that's my prediction for this fight. I can see the Hungarians Oh, the slingers, come on, man. These guys are kind of useless, aren't they? It's curious to me that, yeah, like I would like to, like I would have to check, like slingers were still efficient in medieval times. I mean, granted, not everybody on the battlefield had like heavy armor, so of course a sling, well-placed sling, can still do a lot of damage. So I guess I kind of answered my question. Okay, we have Hungarian spearmen on the flanks. Very heavy melee cavalry. Very heavy shock. We have a 3-3. Yeah, we have 6 cavalry. Troops for Blacknight. 1 horse archer. And on the other flank, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so significantly less. It's 4 against 6. Very interesting. But the way his army is set up here makes me think that, yeah, he is definitely trying to use a combo, combo between the melee and the cavalry to win the flank engagements. And in the center, yeah, let's go ahead and see what's gonna happen here. Very short match, by the way. The center is weak. It's not the best of centers for both of the players. Oh, you have to move those horse archers, man. Don't let them get shot. Come on, Black Knight. No, you have to move. Okay. I'm not gonna look at that. It brings a lot of pain to my heart. Yeah, you should. Yeah, like we saw how Mikhail used the horse archer in the previous fight. That's how you're supposed to use the horse archer, not like this. Interestingly enough, yeah, I guess, yeah, it's because he was outmatched on the skirmisher field. I think that's why he's gonna charge, the Hungarian player is gonna charge the center. And he's gonna fall back, exactly what I told you that he would. Now he's gonna charge one of these, which is a good move, I'll give him that. He's gonna disable one of the archers for a while. And these guys are gonna shoot the enemy while the enemy is running away, which is good, but eventually these guys are gonna turn around. And just look at the discrepancy of troops here. He is sacrificing some of the horses to hold the line in the center. And on the right flank, he might be in trouble. I'm curious to see how he will manage this. On the left, he's overwhelmingly, he has to win. And these guys are turning around now, so now is the time to bring the pain. Oh, that's gonna be a painful one. He's falling back with the cavalry. The cavalry hold the line. I think he should transfer the cavalry to the right. Yeah, so you see there's not much, I mean there is fighting in the center, but the flanks are more important. Now what I predicted didn't happen because the Hungarian player charged head on the Bohemians, but they took a lot of damage on their way, and by the time they reached the main line, they were a little bit worn out. These guys are hanging in exemplarily. Like, they've held the line for quite a while now. The Druzina cavalry, and this allows the archers to shoot them to shreds. Now granted, these archers are kind of undefended now, so if I'm a Hungarian player, I'm definitely turning on these guys and charging them. I think that's something that he should have done. On the left flank, as predicted, Premysl is winning. There was just too much there. And in the center, he does a good enough job to hold the line. which is all that you can ask from him. These guys are fucking incredible, if I'm being honest with you. Like, the amount of time that they managed to hold the line is impressive. I think he should have turned around here and charged the archers with his general. That could have done something, but at this point in time it's just not enough. Not enough on the field. The skirmishers, not a lot of kills, but a lot of damage. Yeah, he's doing it now, but now it's a little bit too late. He should have done that earlier. And there goes the general. There goes the game. Yeah, those, like... Holy shit, man. These guys, where are you? You're the true heroes of this game. I think it's this guy. Yeah, it's this guy. They held the line for so long in the center. And they were such a big pain in the ass while Premysl was winning on the left flank. And he was holding... He was doing a decent job in holding the center and the right. And he was just out-skirmished. From what I've noticed in these fights, like, skirmishers are very important. You have to use them properly, otherwise you're just gonna crumble against a player that uses skirmishers adequately. Okay, Premysl will play as Scotland. Blacknight will play as the Holy Roman Empire, aka the Made in China Roman Empire. I'll be right back. I just needed some water because I've been talking too much. Okay. Does he have a longbowman here? I'm guessing he will have. No, okay. Light archers. Same widespread formation from Premysl. Yeah, he has a formula here which obviously works. I'm just wondering what the answer to this situation here would be from a player, right? Because it's obviously the same tactic. You have 2 spears, 1 spear, swords, and cavalrymen in a very, very tough nut to crack. On the flanks. So on the flanks you can't do shit. And in the center he has the archers that are gonna shoot you, and they can slowly fall back once the engagement is beginning, because he's gonna overwhelm you on the flank. So what's the answer to something like that? I don't know. I have to think about it, actually. I mean, one option, but this is only if you know, like, if you know for sure that the enemy player will do this tactic. One thing you could do is to just possibly, like, give up 3 cavalrymen and get extra spears and swords. No, extra spears and skirmishers for that money. And try to out-skirmish the enemy. And then try to continuously defend with the spears against his cavalry. And then use your cavalry as to exploit any holes, any gaps that the player has in his formation. I don't know, that's all I can think of right now. You could obviously mirror, but then if you mirror this layout against a player that's used to playing this layout, you're just gonna get outplayed, I think, because of the sheer practice that this player has over that one. So I don't know, it's a very tough spot. I'm actually curious what you guys think. What could be a good counter to this? Like, I'm interested in it. If you watch this, try to think of one and write it down to me, because I'm actually very curious. Okay. Made in China Roman Empire is gonna have 3 skirmishers. Medium missile. Couple of spears on the flank. Three horses in the center. Yeah. Noble Germanic. Let's go ahead and see what's gonna happen here. Go. Go, harass. Go, harass. Come on, man. This is the first line of engagement. Ah, Elite Highland Archers. Ah, there you go. I suspect that he's gonna have something like this. Just basically a longbowman. How did I miss this? I don't know. Oh my god, what are you doing with those horses? What are you doing with this guy? Go, go, go.
Quickly now. Ready for battle.
Okay, we have an engagement on the right. At least, you know what? At least Blacknight is very proactive. He's the one that's engaging in the attacks. He kind of has to, because of the skirmishers. But this is just a freebie. Like, look at all this. He can do a lot of damage on those troops, and he's just holding him back with a light spearman. That's so efficient. These guys are gonna run into a bit of a trouble. He is going to countercharge and shoot those horses. I mean, the sheer numbers here are just gonna lose the fake Romans the battle. See, he's just trying to play defensively. He's trying to rotate the field of battle. You go back here, you push on here. I think there were some bad engagements here. He got caught out. Blacknight got caught out a little bit. It's gonna be a good charge. But where are his skirmishers? 1, 2. Where's the third one? Oh, it's right here, okay. That was a good charge, although he was losing it. And like, this guy is just sitting around here. I think Blacknight is a little bit overwhelmed by the... I mean, not necessarily. They are fighting, but they're not completely engaged. I think he's a little bit overwhelmed by the multitasking that's needed in a fight like this. We noticed that, like I noticed that a few times. He's targeting the general, which is gonna die if he sits there. I mean, he has the advantage on the left flank, but Premysl is just running, playing defensively. Now he's gonna get engaged, and on the left he is in big trouble. He's gonna counter with this horse, I guess. He could do that, yeah. It's probably be good enough to hold the line for a while, but look at these guys. They're untouched in the center. They can just pick and choose what to shoot, who to shoot. And that is very dangerous. Yeah, these guys are winded, so not the best of charges. But it doesn't matter, because a lot of the troops are routing. They've lost their general, I think, yeah. While Premysl's general, is he still alive? Oh, he's not. Yeah, I think there were a few bad engagements here. And the micromanaging was a little bit too much. And I don't blame him, like it's not a cakewalk. And then Premysl did his typical move where he rotates. He did that against Mundi as well, where he would just rotate his line to suit to his advantage, so that he can keep fighting on the flank that he has advantage on, in this case in the left. But in the right he was just pulling back. Initially, then eventually he got caught up, but he reinforced and held the line pretty well. And that's the match right there. Yeah, there's no way Blacknight is coming back from this. Those skirmishers are very lethal in doing damage to the enemy, not necessarily killing people, but doing damage. Yep, that's match number 2. Let's go ahead and see the last one. Match number 3. Premysl will play as the Danes, Kingdom of Danes. Kingdom of Danes. Against Blacknight, who will play as the Fatimid Caliphate. Okay, we have 4 horses. 2 archers only, okay. Oh, but we have the heavy axes. These guys are fucking lethal. Like, these guys are gonna chew up anything that the Caliphate is bringing to the table. Anything and everything. Oh, this is pretty interesting. Now, he is outnumbered this time. He is outnumbered. But his center is very strong. These guys are very strong. Very, very strong. He has only 4 horses. Very heavy melee. Let's see these guys. Nordic bowmen. Okay, they're not even the strongest of bows. Okay, very interesting. This is a very completely different strategy to the first 2 battles. Blacknight has 1 extra horse, but his his infantry line is just gonna get chewed up by. He's just gonna get destroyed in the center. Now he has more skirmishers this time. Let's see if he's gonna be doing a good job in using them.
Warriors, move out!
Okay, so what's the call here? He's going that way. He's trying to rotate the enemy and cause commotion in the ranks, which can get tricky for a player. These spears are gonna eat up some of the firing power, but that is irrelevant. That is so irrelevant if you look at the rest of the infantry line. His infantry line is on the mid side. I think I would most likely try to, target other skirmishers or just the heavier troops. But the archers. Not the spears, because the spears are so irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. And I don't know what's he doing here, but he should be more proactive.
Quickly now!
Okay, he's playing defensively on his left, while trying to play offensively on the right, which is a good call. It's a good strategy. Premysl constantly does this, where he tries to rotate the enemy, and then sometimes the enemy cannot adapt fast enough, and then they get chewed up. But the moment these guys are hitting that main line, it's game over, because the melee infantry is just too strong there. I think on this flank you should play more proactively. Send in the melees. But there's just no melee to send in. There's only two melee guys. This is where you have to make your play, because on the other flank you're gonna lose. There's a nice opening here. It looks like everybody's moving to the center slash right or left, depending on who you watch. There were nice openings here, and Premysl took advantage of them. Yeah, but there's just no infantry to fight what the Danes brought. They're just too strong. And like, I don't know. Like, being proactive against a player that forces you to change your position is okay, because then you can decline him the ability to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. But then you have to follow up with some moves. I don't know, maybe a good call in this situation for Blacknight would have been to just leave just one cavalry and play a very defensive fight here. And then push the other cavalry on the left flank and then try to overwhelm the left flank of the enemy. But then still the center remains an issue, like the center and the right, the center and your right, like Blacknight's right, is in a tough spot. You can win the left, but the other flanks will be outmatched. Now granted, in that situation you could end up where you don't have a melee infantry line, but you have your horses and your archers if you win this engagement here. And we saw what can be done in the previous match, in the other semi-final, where Mikhail just outmaneuvered Muhammad, doing just that with the archers and the horses. It is tough, but it's doable. But the melee line is just, it was just too strong, and he forced the Black Knight to constantly adapt to what he was doing, and that's also something that is very valuable, and you cannot see like that in the stats, right? It's not necessarily kills on the scoreboard. And now it's just game over. So I think you always have to, in these fights, like obviously I didn't play any of them, it's easy to spot these things and it's easy to just talk. But I think what is very important is to always try to exploit the enemy's weakness. And that means that in some other places where the enemy doesn't have weakness, you just have to defend, you just have to survive. It was a good match. It was a good match. I think there were some micromanagement problems for Black Knight, but Premysl is a very good player. And he showed us in the third match here that he can switch it up. But mainly I've noticed that he's always trying to make the enemy rotate, and that way make himself very uncomfortable for the enemy to fight. That's gonna be it for today, guys. In the future coverages, we're gonna have the grand final and the third place final. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Until then, stay safe, stay clean, and always stay strong.